Calling this meeting to order, please rise as able for the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The meeting is called pursuant to the provisions of the Open Public Meetings Law. This meeting of December 8, 2025 was included in the list of meeting notice sent to the Courier News on January 6, 2025, posted on the bulletin board in Borough Hall on that date, and has remained continuously posted as required. In addition, a copy of this notice is and has been available to the public and is on file in the office of the Borough Clerk. Okay, roll call, please, Carl.
Councilman Artis.
Here.
Councilwoman Engelhardt.
Here.
Councilwoman Fassar is absent. Councilman Levitt.
Here.
Council Vice President Vaughn.
Here.
Council President Parker.
Here.
And Kara.
Here. Before we start, I'd like to table to our next meeting of February 23rd. I know we have it scheduled for the 16th, according to our clerk, that may not be appropriate. Where is it? The promotion of our,
Number 8.
thank you. Table number 8. The next meeting, we have attorney or waiver attorneys on, in case there's questions that can be answered, but without a right notice, this is all difficult to talk about. So there's been a number of things that have happened in the last 24 hours regarding this promotion. Nothing bad is in front of. Let me make that very clear. But there really needs to be discussed in a closed session, which will require rights noticing, and it's not enough time to do that because all of this started today. And right this is a 48-hour thing. Frank, do you want to add anything?
I think you said it all, Mayor. I don't want to add too much because we have to be careful not to, we don't want to talk too much about this. We didn't rights notice anyone for this meeting for this issue. So I think you are correct. We will put it off to another meeting and we can fully brief all the council members on what's going on.
Okay. Does anybody have any basic questions for our visitors?
Not for Frank, I just wonder if it's being tabled for the 18th, especially.
Either
that
the 18th or the 16th, whichever is going to be the special meeting, so or whatever on the date we pick.
So you're amending the agenda, right?
So I'm amending the agenda to table this for the next
Yes.
the next meeting, the next council meeting, whatever that is.
And adding
This is the resolution.
executive.
There'll be an executive session, you'll have to get the
Yeah, so
right.
you can
No,
just-
I mean today. Adding that to the executive session.
No,
This is not.
Is it?
the public stuff is the
Oh, public
same
safety,
thing,
I'm
right?
sorry,
That's
okay,
got nothing to do with this
Okay.
issue
okay.
at all. Okay,
So because of the resolution, whenever the meeting is set, you can just add that to the agenda.
I thought the meeting was set for the 16th.
No, it has to be on the.
So the 7-day period you guys discussed is to publish the ordinance, but you need 3 more days for the ordinance to get out in the world.
Okay.
So 10 days.
okay.
I just thought there was so much back and forth. I didn't think I want to go for all. There's a lot of people talking at once.
Okay.
Doing the exact-
I have trouble for 5 o'clock on the 18th. Can we do a 4 o'clock on the 18th?
That's the Thursday, right?
Yeah.
I just check right on your preference.
Okay. Yeah.
So we can do a 4.
I'm gonna put it on the calendar tomorrow.
Frank, are you available for a 4th then?
Absolutely. Yes.
Chris, are you available for a 4th?
I think so.
Okay.
December 18th at 4.
Yeah, I agree.
Thank you. All right, so Frank.
Thank you, folks.
Thank you so much, Frank. All right. And that's all I have regarding my report. There is a proclamation honoring Eagle Scout Odie Peroge. Can I just have a motion to approve the proclamation?
Long move.
Is there a second?
Engelhardt, second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Yeah, his scoutmaster asked for something formal for his package, so. This is why I'm doing it, and I'm gonna save my comments about Councilman Long till our next meeting, because Then I'll have to say goodbye twice and I don't wait, so I'm just gonna wait. All right. Council members, of course, Council, President Parker.
I actually don't have anything except that I was invited, the only thing I would share is that I was invited to a conference in Washington DC last week. It was, first of all, was the best conference, and I've been to a lot of conferences that I've ever been to in my career. It was called the International LGBTQ Leadership Conference. And what was dynamic about it was mayors, council people, ambassadors, senators, congresspeople, AGs from around the world. And we really got to spend a lot of time just talking about, what's really interesting is the same thing that we think we're facing, people are facing around the world, right? The game's the same, the names change, right? But it's how they're dealing with the issues that was really, 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 really interesting. Got to see Biden, he spoke, which was just an incredible thing to hear him speak. If you've never been in his presence, it is actually incredible to hear him speak. Anyway, got a lot of information, going to execute some of that. I know that I've been talking to some of you individually about some of the things that was brought up that I think that we need to kind of like listen to a little bit more. But yeah, that's it. And just looking forward to Christmas and having a breather.
Thank you. Councilman Long?
Sure, thanks, everybody. So yeah, I have a number of things tonight. EMS report for the month of November. The squad responded to 304 emergency calls, 62 of which were for Flemington Borough. For the year, as of the end of November, the squads responded to 3,317 calls, 728 being Flemington Borough. There's always one staff ambulance on duty at all times, with 2 and sometimes 3 staff during peak call volumes. The average response time remains among the fastest in the county and state at 7 minutes and 40 seconds. Average from dispatch to on scene. County average is 13 minutes, statewide average is 15. During the month of November, the rescue squad attended the Raritan Township holiday tree lighting and provided EMS standby for the turkey trot 5K on Thanksgiving Day. The squad was also at the holiday parade, which was wonderful this year, I might say. And that was, as far as event work, over 20 members participated in the annual Thanksgiving Eve work detail, completing various maintenance tasks on squad equipment and vehicles while providing additional coverage on a very busy day. 23 calls in a 24-hour period. Rescue squad hosted the annual rescue truck pull. In November, squad members continued to participate in a multitude of seminars, training drills, and full-scale exercise throughout the month and beyond. Police department, just a few things. The November numbers were 37 criminal investigations and 8 arrests were made. Motor vehicle crash in the month of November, the police department investigated a total of 30 vehicle crashes. Out of these seven involved commercial vehicles, with 2 reporting injuries. Traffic enforcement officers continue to proactively enforce traffic laws throughout the borough, with particular attention on distracted driving, sign violations, and speed. Maintaining roadway safety remains one of our highest priorities. If you have a traffic-related concern or specific issue on your street, contact the department at 908-782-3434. Community policing news: on November 18th, the police department once again took part in serving Thanksgiving dinner to local children, marking the 3rd consecutive year of the department's participation. The annual dinner provided an opportunity for officers to connect with the children in a warm, caring environment while helping to spread the spirit of gratitude and togetherness during the holiday season. On December 8th, the police department will be conducting a fraud and scam prevention presentation for the residents of Vernon Cap Senior residents. The program will focus on educating seniors about common scams targeting older adults, including phone, internet, and identity theft schemes. Officers will provide practical tips on how to recognize fraudulent activity, protect personal information, and report suspicious behavior. Message to the community: with this holiday season upon us, the department wants to send the warmest wishes to all residents and reminds everyone to stay mindful of changing weather conditions and the increase in traffic around town. Please take a little extra care while driving, watch for pedestrians, crosswalks, and parking lots. Be patient with heavier holiday traffic, and remember that wet roadways require more time to stop safely. Police department also encourages the community to remain alert for fraudulent charities and seasonal scams. Before making a donation, take a moment to confirm that the organization is legit. and never share personal or financial information with unsolicited callers or online requests. Fire department has 5 members pending acceptance to the spring semester of Hunterdon's Firefighter One Academy, beginning on January 1st of the new year, upon their final membership approval by the council. All individuals have met their prerequisites for training. The funding drive on Thanksgiving weekend was very successful, thanks to all who contributed, and to the council and clerk's office whose support made it possible. In the short term, the chief hopes to be able to use a portion of these funds to purchase a new chimney fire chain kit with an approximate cost of $1,500 to $2,000. In the longer term, the funds will help offset the cost of upfitting the firefighter candidates listed above upon their anticipated graduation of Firefighter One. All this is only made possible by the community's continued generosity and support. Lyceum News, thank you, Mayor Caro, for taking the time to discuss all things municipal government and more. I really appreciated your help, and it was a nice way to end the lecture series as a whole. And thank you for creating the Civic Engagement Committee at the opening of last year as a means for me to get this little experiment of mine up and running. This was all started during my first term when I had some high hopes to create such a committee, an endeavor such as this. Unfortunately, I was elected in 2019. I assumed office in January of 2020, and 2 months later, the world said, "Hey, let's make this really interesting. Here's a plague for you, buddy." So I had to kind of work through it. All right, had to kind of improvise, and I was trying to find some things that stuck, and the Lyceum Society stuck. So despite me not running for another term, and thus giving up any sort of committee, this Lyceum itself will continue. So I'm working on some plans for 2026. I want you all to stay tuned. There's more Lyceum and perhaps a little more than lectures on the way from Citizen Hall. And again, Mayor, thanks for making that a committee. That's what I needed. It was legit. It was legitimized. So, so this is my last report. Real report, I guess, as a member of the council. I've given many of these reports in the past, and I was not really dreading this one because my wife had asked me. She said, "Are you nervous? Are you worried? You feel sad?" And I said, "Actually, I feel pretty good, but I was actually petrified for a couple days ago because I worked through a respiratory infection for about a week." Right when I got through that, I got laryngitis out of nowhere. So I went to the doctor on Saturday morning, first thing, and they got me some prednisone and quick acting, and my voice now sounds 1,000 times better than it did 2 days ago. So that was really the one thing that was bugging me. But for me, this has been a real honorable experience. I've had just an education. I don't know any other way to say it. But I just, I'll try to keep this real short for you. I think what I want to walk away with this saying is that if you want to get involved in your community, there are many ways. If you want to jump into this whole getting elected thing, I remember there's that moment of like, maybe I could do this too. Okay, I'm going to do this. But there was this like space between and that unknown, and the unknown stuff is what would stop anyone. But I feel like if I can do it, you can do it too. It's great work. It's wonderful work, and it's very rewarding. And when you see things happen, there's always complications, there's always conflicts. That's normal. But when you see the work happening, that's the good stuff. And it's been great sitting up here. It's been great with these people and the people before them. I've worked under 2 mayors who had a particular skill set, each and of that were their own, and just some really impressive people in this town who want to do this. And I say, if you want to do it, go for it. It can happen. There's a resolution on tonight. It's part of the consent agenda, but I wanted to speak to it about the supporting the development of special needs and supportive housing, and just having the council as I leave, I would hope they would explore the feasibility of funding opportunities, and I'll have more to say about that when we get there. But That's my report, guys. Thank you.
Councilman Levy.
Thank you. First, the previous environmental commission meeting was canceled. The next one will be in January 19th, 2026. The next shade commission meeting is this Wednesday at 7 p.m. I do have some very exciting news. The much awaited tree ordinance update has arrived. Planner McManus has sent a draft to the commission and will be joining the show on Wednesday night to review it. After that, it will be sent here, to the planning board for further review and comments. And lastly, the winter newsletter is in production, and I just wanted to thank the mayor for wrangling all the articles together as always, for all the departments and boards that sent everything in. I have compiled them all. I'll be sending them to our wonderful designer. And with the new publication date, this one should be published and distributed in early January. And that's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilwoman Engelhardt.
Thank you. I just wanted to thank the Chamber of Commerce for the annual holiday parade as well as Cub Scout group. I'm gonna get this wrong, 651. 61, thank you, for the annual tree lighting on Friday. Both were lovely and as usual and well attended. Attended the parking committee with the mayor as well as Sarah last week. We're looking forward to another meeting this week. We'll have mentioned later in the agenda, the film commission, the state film commission sent back their comments to our previously issued ordinance. So later on tonight is just the I's dotted and T's crossed for their additional comments that they had. So we'll be doing that later. And finally, I just wanted to give a little update, end of year update for the from Dave Giuliani for the code enforcement part of the construction department. He sent me a kind of a year summary, so I'll read that really quickly because I do want to stress that a lot of people aren't aware that Dave goes around and does this work. So a lot of times when things aren't done, like I don't know, mowing a lawn or something like that, sometimes I'll call him if I get a complaint myself and he's already on it. And Dave's really great at that. So I want to give you a little summary year to date since the end of the year he just sent me. I think you were copied on this too, Mayor, right?
I don't think I was.
Sorry, if you weren't, I'll check and see and forward it on to you, but I'll give you the summary now. So year to date, 2025 for the code enforcement department. Let's see, there was 18 in the month in last month, but there was 186 total. 106 of those were code enforcement cases. Liens, there were 2 liens, 1 last month, 14 OPA requests, 2 last month. And 32 summons issued 2 last month. Some of the summaries that he asked us to review that he felt were accomplishments this year in his department. Streamlining the process for tree permits, and that's thanks to the help from Trent and the Shade Tree. Worked with the Shade Tree Commission to discuss current ordinances regarding trees. So I think there's some changes in the works there that will make that a little easier. Worked with the construction department, the permitting, John, to assist with code enforcement violations. Worked with the business community to ensure that parking lots are properly striped and handicap accessible. And worked with the business district to ensure additional sign compliance. So he's really tried to focus on some of those things this year, and will continue to do so. And some of the there's 2 initiatives that we're looking forward to him working on next year. One of them is one that I've actually mentioned a couple times as the year's gone through, and it's introducing the International Maintenance Code. It's called the IPC, very similar to the International Construction Code, but for maintenance, which would help streamline our property maintenance code. Chris and I have gone through this a bit and we still want to get some more feedback on it. So that's why I asked Dave to table that till next year. As well as he worked with residents concerning some decaying sidewalks that need replacement. So those are things that he's wants to focus on next year. So I really thank Dave for all his work this year, because it's not an easy job, for sure. And that's my report.
Great, thank you.
You're welcome.
Councilman Ryan?
Mine's just gonna be a little short and sweet, basically just looking forward to I know we're getting some work done on the Samuel Fleming House and renovations there, just finish the scraping up there, and then hopefully by when the weather gets a little bit better, a little bit warmer, we start painting there. Other than that, I really don't have much else to report, so thank you.
Thank you. All right, we're up to public comment session number 1. If you have any comments for the council, whether online, please raise your hand in the room. Just come up to the microphone. I need your name and address for the record. Spell your last name if it's complicated. Meaning not small. Anybody? Okay, seeing none.
Are you sure that blower's on? It's freezing in here.
I'm wearing coats.
I'm the opposite. So,
He's freezing. Oh my God, you're freaking.
The fan is off now.
You say so.
The temperature. I don't know if you're cold.
No, it's okay, it's. I'll figure it out.
Okay. Approval of minutes regular session October 27, 2025.
I'll move.
Is there a second?
Engelhardt will second.
Paul, please. I'm sorry, Alton.
Yeah.
No, sorry. Executive session October 27th, 2025. Can I have a motion, please?
I'll move.
Is there a second?
Engelhardt will second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, consent agenda. Resolution 2025-208, chapter 159, please capital improvement
Mayor.
grant.
Wait, did you?
I'm sorry, man, could I pull?
I know, we're letting you read them all.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We'll read them all, then. Resolution 2025-209, chapter 1. Did I skip something?
No, I didn't hear the public comment. I must have missed it. Sorry.
Chapter 159, safe and secure grant, resolution 2025-2010, chapter 159 DEF grant, resolution 2025-211, resolution supporting the development of special needs and supportive housing. And directing the Borough Council to explore feasibility and funding opportunities. Anybody want any of these tabled for a separate vote?
I'd like to pull 2025-211.
That's the way you do it.
Thank you.
All
Sorry.
right,
Been doing this.
anybody else? Can I have a motion to adopt resolutions number 1 through 3 on the consent agenda?
Long move.
Is there a second?
Engelhardt will second.
Roll call please.
Councilman Arias,
Yes.
Councilwoman Engelhardt,
Yes.
Councilman Levitt,
Yes.
Council Vice President Long.
Yes.
And Council President Parker.
Yes.
Okay, now we'll do number 4.
Where are you pulling this to?
Because he wants to talk about it.
Talk about it.
Oh, okay, I didn't
That's
hear
why,
that. I
yeah.
didn't hear that. Okay.
All right, resolution 2025-2011, Councilman Long.
Thank you.
Mhm. I just didn't hear him.
All right, folks, so
Oh.
I just want to say a few things about this resolution, but I do want to thank my fellow council members for any feedback I got. I want to thank I specifically want to thank Attorney Corsini. Mr. Corsini, alerted me to a couple of red flags, and I was able to send that back to him, and he gave me a seal of approval, which to me is incredible. It's like, I'm not a lawyer, but
Pretty damn good.
felt good. I kind of plied away at this one. I wanted to make sure it was just so, and I did check with the planning board chair and Councilwoman Fasaro, and certainly to make sure this was all trued up and above board and all that. So this sucker's good to go, but I wanted to say a few words because at the last council meeting, I did mention that, of all the work I've done, I did have one regret. And I get that it's complicated to get done, but I wondered, what could I have done, maybe done better to get some sort of special needs housing squared away here. And I get it. I have no illusions, but I'm the kind of guy who's like, well, I can't sit on this. So the resolution is very simple. It says that Flemington supports having special needs housing here, right here in the seat of good old Hunter County. Says that our neighbors with disabilities deserve a place in this community, not by exception, but by intention. The subject of housing causes a lot of debate. Some of it can get fierce, some of it getting wildly fierce, but Lost in a lot of this argumentation are the specifics, the finer details, the finer points. And I will say personally, many of you know my oldest son, Mason. He's autistic. He's on the autism spectrum. He's considered profoundly autistic, and he is a member of the Flemington Borough community. In a previous year, people like my son spent their lives hidden away or in institutions after reaching a certain age, but those days are over. Unfortunately, families like mine know full well that the options are extremely limited. Once our kids turn 21 and they move beyond a family's ability to care for them, the concerns are quite extraordinary. As a lot of you know, being a parent is difficult work, but being the parent of a special needs kid is a whole different ballgame. My son and those like him deserve a community where they can grow up and live with dignity. And let me be clear, because I think sometimes people don't understand this. Special needs housing is not a burden on a town. It's actually a blessing. It's the sign that a community knows how to care for its own. It's the mark of a town that's not afraid to do the right thing and to show compassion to its most vulnerable of members. And yes, sometimes it requires patience. These kids do. These people do. You know it. And it requires planning. But it also gives back more than it asks for. And I've heard the concerns over the years. You know, we talk about housing in town. We hear about the traffic, the parking, the neighborhood character, and I get it. These are legitimate concerns. Changing things up is always uncomfortable, but a diversity of housing is what this is about. Providing a diversity of housing in the county seat where a lot of services are is, to me, a no-brainer. It's common sense. Hunter County is one of the wealthiest counties in the United States of America. That is a cold, hard fact, and it's undeniable. Why shouldn't our most vulnerable residents have access to a decent life after their immediate caregivers are too old or no longer here to take care of them? If you've never had a child with disabilities or a parent with a profound mental health condition or a sibling who needs supportive services, you may not see the world the same way families like ours do. And that's okay. That's why I'm presenting this resolution tonight. So let me explain to folks who have any reservations here. Families like mine aren't here to disrupt the neighborhood. We're trying to survive it. We're trying to stay together in it, and we're trying to give our kids a future in it. Supportive housing doesn't ruin neighborhoods, it strengthens them. You can ask our police, fire, and rescue squad. Supportive housing reduces crisis calls. Fact, keeps people stable, keeps them close to support networks instead of isolating them. Makes the community more complete. It doesn't weaken it. This resolution does something very modest, yet very meaningful. It says that we support this kind of housing. It says that we're ready to explore funding, partnerships, and opportunities. It says that we're not going to shove our most vulnerable residents to the side and pretend that that's okay. I've seen many times during my time as a councilman here that this community helps each other out in big and small ways. And that's totally normal. That's human. That's our impulse. We're just kind of engineered to care about each other. This is our chance to show that degree of caring on a much larger scale. My time on council's ending, but I wanted to use one of my last votes to reflect the very best of who I tried to be in this role. Someone who listened, someone who cared, someone who tried to leave the place a little better than he found it. And I want this vote to reflect the very best of Flemington Borough. This resolution does not approve any project. It does not bind the town financially. It doesn't change zoning. What it does is far more important. It tells families like mine, we see you. It tells residents with disabilities, you belong here. It tells our future when asked to, we chose compassion. For those of you out there who may be in the special needs community, if you ever get to hear, read, see, or sense, feel in any way these words, please know that you're seen, you're felt every single day by us. We're your friends, your neighbors, your teachers, your helpers, your aides. We're your companions, your compadres. Where the police officer helped, the fireman let you touch that truck. The rescue squad member gave you that stuffed animal because soft things feel good. We're the understanding faces in the store and the friendly faces opening up the school bus door. We're your sisters, your brothers, your aunts, and your uncles. We're your cousins, your nieces, your nephews. We're your grandparents. We're your fathers and we're your mothers. And we will never stop caring about you. Tonight, I'm asking my colleagues in this community to affirm that Flemington is a place where every single person matters. So let's Be that town. Thank you.
No, move, before you move, let me say this, Jeremy. So I feel your pain, I absolutely feel it, I had a nephew, my nephew who passed, never walked a day. And one of the things when he graduated from college, he had a very hard time finding housing. First of all, because it was not retrofitted for wheelchairs, nor was transportation necessarily retrofitted for wheelchairs. And he rose above that and became a state representative nevertheless, but I just remember the struggle. And then I have a nephew who is on the spectrum, he's more Asperger. He's a little bit more functional, so I feel the pain, I understand exactly where you're coming from, and you are absolutely correct. That the town, the borough needs to open our arms to everyone and not selectively. And I do remember one thing that my nephew said to me when he was 7 years old and I was taking him to a store. And he said, Uncle Tony, they don't feel comfortable around me. And I just looked at him and said, what are you talking about? He said, they don't feel comfortable. They just don't know how to deal with me. It took me several seconds to figure out what he was saying to me. But he was saying that people are judging him and they don't want to come around him because he's different, because he's in a wheelchair. You know, we worked with him on that. He rose about that. Like I said, he's a state representative. So again, we tend to ignore and pretend like it doesn't exist, what is in front of us, as opposed to embracing it and saying, what can I do to help move you forward? That's all.
Yeah.
And a second, please.
Engelhardt will second.
Any other discussion? Roll call, please.
Councilman Ayers?
Yes.
Councilwoman Engelhardt?
Yes.
Councilman Levitt?
Yeah.
Council Vice President Long?
Yes.
And Council President Parker.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, yes, thank you.
Got an allergy to pregnancy when I see it makes you.
I know, what can you do?
We have a second reading, public hearing ordinance 2025-30. Ordinance to amend chapter 22, gas franchise of Elizabethtown Gas. This is continuing our gas service with Elizabethtown Gas. Can I have a motion to open to the public?
Long move.
Is there a second?
Marco second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Ordinance 2025-30 now open to the public for public hearing. Anybody online? Raise your hand
Just Mike.
or,
Just Mike.
I was at the okay. Anybody wishing to speak or address this issue, please come to the microphone and state your name and address for the record. Seeing none, can I have a motion to close this public hearing?
Long move.
Is there a second?
Marco second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Can I have a motion to adopt ordinance 2025-30?
Long move.
Is there a second?
Engelhardt will second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Councilman Ayers?
Yes.
Councilwoman Engelhardt?
Yes.
Councilman Levitt?
Yes.
Council Vice President Long?
Yes.
And Council President Parker.
Yes.
We have introduction of ordinances, ordinance 2025-22, an ordinance amending chapter 34, filming of the borough's municipal code to conform to the New Jersey Film Commission guidelines. Is there a motion to introduce?
Engelhardt will move.
Is there a second?
Marco second.
Roll call, please.
Councilman Ayers?
Yes.
Councilwoman Engelhardt?
Yes.
Councilman Levitt?
Yes.
Council Vice President Long?
Yes.
And Council President Parker.
Yes.
Public hearing scheduled for December 18th at 4 p.m.
Put on for the score.
Oh,
So close.
we have public hearing ordinance 2025-31 and ordinance amending section 7A-21 residential permit parking. 24 hours, for 7A parking schedule of the municipal code of the borough of Flemington to include portions of Spring Street, Bloomfield Avenue, Maple Avenue, William Street and Court Street in the 24-hour residential permit parking zone. Can I have a motion to open to the public?
Engelhardt will move.
Is there a second?
Long second.
Public hearing is now open to the public. Anybody wishing to address this from the public? From the microphone and state your name and address for the record. Seeing none, then a motion to close the public hearing to the public.
Engelhardt will move.
Is there a second?
Long second.
All in favor?
Aye.
There's a motion to adopt ordinance 2025-31.
Engelhardt will move.
Levitt will second.
Any discussion?
I'll just say that this was something that's, it not only is in line with the original Union Hotel, resolutions that were passed years ago, on, you know, related to this site plan. It also is in line with the revised Spring Street design that this council had put forth last year with the angled parking. And in addition, we discussed briefly at our parking committee meeting last week, and this was something that was anticipated for a long time, and this is the right time to do it now that the hotel is almost ready to be open. So the parking committee was anxious to get this done, and I'm glad to see that it got moved forward.
Roll call please. Councilman Aaron,
Yes.
Councilman Levitt. No, I'm sorry, Councilwoman Engelhardt,
Yes,
Councilman Levitt,
Yes.
Council Vice President Long.
Yes.
And Council President Parker.
Yes.
Next year in January, I would like us to reconsider the Court Street being restricted to overnight residential only. Depending on what happens with business parking for Barclays and for the court, for the Hall of Records, we may want to have, I've been really looking at Court Street the last 2 weeks, and during the day, it's pretty empty. I don't see business people parking there, I don't see Barclays parking there, but we might want to consider it, and then just to have overnight only residential on Court. Just, you know, to keep monitoring that situation. Thank you. All right, regular agenda, number 9 on the agenda, resolution 2025-213, resolution approving the hiring of Robert Wilson Jr. as a crossing guard in the borough of Flemington. Can I have a motion, please?
So move.
Is there a second?
Parker second.
Any discussion?
I just want everybody to know this is a replacement, not an addition. I don't know if that was clear.
Thank you.
That's it.
Roll call, please.
Councilman Aaron,
Yes.
Councilwoman Engelhardt,
yes,
Councilman Levitt,
Yes.
Council Vice President Long.
Yes.
And Council President Parker.
Yes.
Resolution 2025-214, resolution authorizing the execution and delivery of a loan agreement to be executed by the Borough of Flemington and the County of Hunterdon, New Jersey, and the New Jersey Infrastructure Trust Bank, and further authorizing the execution and delivery of an escrow agreement and continuing disclosure agreement, all pursuant to the state fiscal year 2026 New Jersey Transportation Infrastructure Financing Program. This is for our continuing road.
Is this from that? Is this the iBank?
This is the IBAC, and the continuing of our loans with the IBAC. Can I have a motion,
I
please?
just wanted to make sure.
Well, move.
Is there a second?
Engelhardt will second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Councilman Aaron,
Yes.
Councilwoman Engelhardt,
Yes,
Councilman Levitt,
Yes.
Council Vice President Long,
Yes.
and Council President Parker.
Yes.
Resolution 2025-215, resolution determining the form and other details of not exceeding $1,651,560 in general obligation bonds, series 2025 of the Borough of Flemington and the County of Hunterdon, New Jersey, and providing for their sale to the New Jersey Infrastructure Bank pursuant to the state fiscal year 2026 New Jersey Infrastructure Bank Transportation Infrastructure Financing Program resolution.
Long moved.
And second.
Parker second.
This, the bulk of this money is going to be reimbursed to the Borough of Flemington when the work is done and paid for.
This is another iBank.
This is, yeah, this is all.
what we did last time, right?
No, I just wanted to.
Yeah, this is,
The last meeting, we approved this, this is this is to pay for the actual engineer services, correct?
no, this one is to finish up the road, this is for the road.
Oh,
This
one
is
of
all
these,
the underground.
one of these is
road.
for the, one of these is for
That was
the,
the resolution.
That was
that was the last one,
Yeah.
okay, sorry.
Last one.
I knew one of the three was.
Roll call, please.
Councilman Aaron,
Yes.
Councilwoman Engelhardt,
Yes,
Councilman Levitt,
Yes.
Council Vice President Long,
Yes.
Council President Parker.
Yes.
Okay, Mike Campion is online. We might want to bring him into the meeting, Carla, in case there are questions regarding to number 12.
Oh, look at, and Bill Hans just.
Team. And Bill Hans is on too. Okay.
Do you
so
want-
he could have answered all those questions.
Do you want Bill into? Or no?
You can bring in Bill if you'd like to come in, you definitely might. So resolution 2025-216, resolution awarding Remington Vernick, our engineer, the municipal engineer to complete the master permit application not to exceed $12,500. Can I have a motion?
Long move.
Can I have a second?
All right, so second.
Okay, so discussion, Mike is on. This is something that the water utility requested the DPW subcommittee, which is myself, Council President Long, Council President Parker and Councilman Fasaro, to consider. And so basically on paper, the borough is out of water because we have so many reservations for it that have not been completed. And there's nothing we can do about it under the law unless we pass and get a master permit on, in our code, in our municipal code. Mike, do you want to, just, enhance what I just said a little bit?
Sure, Mayor. In the past, we've reserved water for applicants that came through the planning board with promises to be shovel ready. Couple of applicants, you're holding us up on the water end. We allocate the water to them and then nothing happens. And, or there's a site on Church Street towards 31. They've been sitting on our water for phase 2 and 3 for over a year now. Nothing has happened. Under the master permit, I have 4 highlights that I'd like to read that was prepared. For systems receiving multiple applications each year, the master permit allows for a single review process for all anticipated developments. Number 2, the water system capacity. This is very important. Demand analysis is performed only once each year instead of with each singular application. So if we have multiple sites coming in for water, we can review them all at once instead of doing them individually. And then it provides an opportunity each year to report connected developments, keyword full or partial, to the DEP and get them removed from the capacity. So we'll use that one site on Church Street. They haven't done anything in 2 years. We can remove them from our list and from the DEP firm capacity and have that water available for the next applicant. Number 3, it streamlines the development process. So the master permit also helps out an applicant, as applicants do not need to complete a BWSE form known as TWA, and that's a treatment works approval that they have to get through the DEP, which is a long process. And then finally, it offers an annual opportunity to update standard specs and details and GIS mapping as part of the master permit process. We do have to stay on top of our GIS mapping with the DEP. So this all helps the borough and applicants.
Right now on paper, we are, like I said, we're out of water.
Correct.
And the only way to really approve more projects is to build a $1.5 million well. It's ludicrous because we have water. It's just not being used and not being accounted for properly. So this would allow Remington Vernick to complete the permit application for us for this master permit. It's going to take a while. And then how long before, Mike, it's not just a simple ordinance, right? There's a whole process we have to go through to get this in place, isn't there? Am I wrong about that?
Yeah, we would still have to get approval from the DEP to use the master permit, Mayor.
So you said it's gonna take a while. How long is a while? I don't remember what they said. Mike, do you know what a while it take this?
No, we'll be at the mercy of the DEP to follow through on whatever.
No, I'm talking
we
about
said.
for Remington. No, I'm talking about for RBE to complete the master permit application. They're gonna complete the master application and then it's gonna go to DEP, right?
Correct.
And then we're waiting for DEP to come back and say yes or no.
Correct.
What if they say no?
We'll stay status quo.
we're gonna have to put it in a well, like. ASAP.
I just had a quick question, I guess it's for Mike too, or everybody, but I'm just a little confused, does this at all factor in the Liberty Village well that's gonna be built for that site? And the police station well, does it factor that water?
police station well should be into this.
It can only factor in on what we have in place now, sir.
I'm sorry, Mike, I missed that.
We can only factor in what wells we have online as of now. Not
And as
future
of
wells.
now, we do have enough water or we do not?
Liberty Village has.
Oh, no, we don't. Any applicant that comes in, we're not gonna have the water for them.
I see.
Liberty Village is already in,
Yeah.
Okay.
already counted.
Didn't you, didn't the planning board, adjust the checklist to require proof of water in the availability in the last year upfront? I mean, I know we always required it, but aren't we requiring it now as a mandatory, with completeness now? We're not like, it's part of the kind of upfront checklist now,
It
we're
is,
not.
because, the site that Mike spoke about on Church Street, the water department was very reluctant to give them that reservation because they already were sitting on a reservation and they wanted another reservation. And, we were hesitant to sign off on that. And within 2 days of sitting on it, we had the threat of a lawsuit if we didn't give them the allocation, they were going to sue the borough. So this will avoid that.
Is there any way, like, I don't know how long these reservations have been sitting, any way at all to claw back anything? Like,
So-
sat on it for like 10 years.
So only if
What's
they
the-
lose their planning board, their planning board approval. So the Cuckla site, for instance, sat on too long, they lost their approvals, and former Mayor Griner took that water supply and gave it to the Union Hotel project. Okay, so if they've got planning board approval and they lose their planning board approval, they're gonna lose their water reservation.
The only thing that raises a flag for me is if they say no. And because that's always a possibility, I always believe in backup plans, I don't believe in saying that we're gonna get it and then be surprised that we didn't get it. So if it's no, and don't we have something from Booker that gave us money for, I mean, I know we had to match like 500,000 or whatever it was, but to build the well that's by the police station?
We have that money, it's been reaffirmed that we have that money. But we're gonna have to put money in next year's capital budget to do that well.
Understood, I got that, but I guess it's a tell of caution. If they say no, because the DEP doesn't always, it takes a while, first of all, and
We still
they're a
need the
little
well.
bit difficult to work with. And so what if they say no and then we're just stuck? So we'll come back to this in January, but I'm just a little weary of this.
Sir, if I may, under Mayor Edwards' term, we were meeting with the DEP almost monthly down there. They had recommended the borough going to a master permit, and for other reasons, it did not go through. It wasn't the DEP that discontinued the talks.
Okay, well, but again, I'm very weary. Okay, thank you, Mike.
I think this is a low and relatively low enough consulting cost to
Yeah.
allow the,
No, I
that we
agree
could
with that.
consider
I
going
agree with
forward,
the
but I do
consulting
agree with you, Tony, that we need,
Yeah,
we need the backup. We need the backup with the well at the police
Putting
station
all my
as
eggs in one
well.
basket. Yeah,
Well at the police station as well, right?
yeah.
That was, and look, over the 20 years, we've seen people get the back of the line, not just cut glass, but there's been a million of them. The site over by Rita's, that was approved, that got in the back of the line. I mean, this happens all the time. So I'm not as much worried about what's still in line and on paper and reserved, but I do think it's prudent for us to cover our bases and to go through this route as well as build the other well.
Roll call please.
Councilman Aries,
Yes.
Councilwoman Engelhardt,
Yes.
Councilman Lovett.
Yes.
Council Vice President Wong.
Yes.
Council President Whitman.
Yes.
Resolution 2025-217, resolution awarding Remington Burning or municipal engineers to complete the NJDEP MS4 watershed improvement plan with phase 1 inventory report not to exceed $32,750. Can you speak on this, Mike, please?
Sorry, can you, what was the question, Mayor? It was hard to hear you.
Define on the MS4 watershed improvement plan.
The whip.
It's the inventory report that Remington Burning needs to do.
Yeah, I'm not too sure on that, Mayor. I'm not.
Okay. I don't have a problem tabling this till the next meeting.
Well, if he's not sure, maybe we should.
This is something to move us forward. I know with the with the MS4 permit is done every year. It's a requirement under state law by the DEP. But the inventory report, Bill, do you know anything? Like I sent you his proposal.
Yeah, I just know it has something to do with the stormwater stuff.
Yeah, with because we could take the PFAS money to pay for this because
Correct.
it all has to do with that same stuff.
Yes.
Why don't we table this to the next meeting? Not a problem.
What's the, before we table it, I'm assuming that the DPW committee, when do they meet next to discuss this?
Friday,
All right,
is it
so,
Friday? Yeah, this Friday.
Oh, yeah,
Right.
yeah, the second Friday, yeah. that's
all right,
right.
so they'll give you an update then, and then they can report.
Yeah.
Well, the letter was in the packet.
It was.
But I didn't put it in this packet, the packet I sent you guys.
Sure,
Oh,
we'll
yeah.
table it. The next meeting is in a week and a half, so we'll table it
Okay,
till then.
okay.
Okay. Resolution twenty
Wait,
twenty
don't
five,
we have to vote to table it?
motion to table,
But, long move.
is there a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Resolution 2025-218, resolution approving shared municipal court agreement between the Borough of Flemington, Township of Brereton for a term of 3 years, commencing on January 1, 2026, and ending on December 31st, 2028. This is continuing the same relationship. Can I have a motion, please?
Long move.
Is there a second?
Engelhardt will second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Councilman Aries?
Yes.
Councilwoman Engelhardt?
Yes.
Councilman Lovett?
Yes.
Council Vice President Wong?
Yes.
Council President Parker.
Yes.
Thank you. We don't have a work session. We're up to public comment number 2. If anybody has a comment to the council, you come forward, state your name and address for the record. Nobody online, seeing none. Payment of bills, authorizing payment of bills in the amount of $398,226.72. Can I have a motion, please?
Long move.
Second.
One second.
Roll call, please.
Councilman Aries?
Yes.
Councilwoman Engelhardt?
Yes.
Councilman Lovett?
Yes.
Council Vice President Wong?
Yes.
And Council.
Beautiful. Okay. We do have an executive session under the public safety and potential litigation regarding the electronic sign on the circle. I can give everybody a 6-minute break till 8 o'clock to go into an executive session. Can I have a motion, please?
Long move.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
No.
No, my big.
All right, we're back in public. Can I have a motion to adjourn?
Move.
Long second.
All in favor?
Aye. Huh? Sure.
Try.
Sounded like you all said it.
Not me. And not Tony. It was these other guys, all the other. All right.